It's not surprise to anyone that the desire to enhance our appearance has become a huge part of modern culture, because thanks to social media and celebrities, it's not only more accepted in society, but also more accessible than ever. And so it's no wonder the beauty and wellness industries are absolutely booming right now. I mean, these days almost every woman does some kind of treatment, like facial, hair, nails, whatever, or does something for her wellness routine. We have normalized it so much that it just feels like a part of everyday life, and honestly, it does make sense, because who doesn't want to look better or feel healthier, right? But in this rush to perfect ourselves, we often forget one important thing. Every single treatment carries a potential risk. And so today we're gonna watch and discuss stories where treatments that seemed completely safe went really wrong. If you're new here, my name is Anastasia, and here on my channel we talk about social media trends, recent events, and all things wellness. And before we dive in, I just want to remind you to like this video and follow me here on YouTube to support my work, to support my channel, and of course not to miss any future uploads. And now get comfortable and let's already get started. So I want you to understand that I have nothing against beauty procedures, but I personally don't really do any of them, because here where I live it's basically impossible to find a good esthetician or nail tech or hairdresser, I mean, I tried once when I first moved here, but I wasn't really happy with the results, so I decided to stop experimenting and not to waste any more money. But honestly, whenever I scroll through social media, I often feel reminded like maybe that was one of the best decisions I ever made. And so the first story we're gonna watch has gone super viral recently. It's about a celebrity esthetician doing a facial treatment that went horribly wrong. But we're gonna watch a recap because the original video is just way too long, but of course if you want to know all the details, you can check out the full version on Victoria's page yourself. So let's see what happened.
Her face was permanently damaged by celebrity esthetician Sonia Dakar, who in turn charged her thousands of dollars over the next several years, claiming she could fix it. This is the beautiful Victoria Nelson, whose video is now going viral after she decided to post her story on all of her social channels about what Sonia Dakar had done to her face. Now, she started with Sonia in 2019, and she said it was because of her acne. She was only 26 years old, and she says that Sonia did amazing things for her skin at that time. Here's one of the first pictures she has of 2019 when she was only 26 years old after going to see Sonia about her acne. She was so impressed with what Sonia was able to do for her acne that she became a huge advocate and was uploading a lot of content showing what was happening with her acne at different stages. Victoria said that Sonia became more than just her esthetician. She became a friend, almost family, and she was her confidant. She would go to her for hours having things done to her face and trusted her implicitly. She was sharing and uploading all of the treatments she was getting, as well as all of Sonia's products that she was buying and using religiously. Victoria was also even being used on Sonia's page for marketing as well. However, all of that changed because of one appointment. Victoria went to see Sonia for a regular facial that she got quite often, and Sonia recommended that Victoria have a face peel. Now, she had had this done in the past. Again, she trusted Sonia, so she said, go ahead, let's do it. Victoria said Sonia had a dropper of liquid, and she placed the drops on the center of Victoria's forehead as well as her cheeks, and she said a small drop ended up going just under her eyebrow. This is what happened immediately after. Victoria said she could immediately feel pain, a burn, not like a normal peel, something worse. So she told Sonia about this, and Sonia washed it off and gave her a fan to cool her skin. However, you can see from this, she was extensively burned. These pictures are from immediately after. Sonia took pictures and sent them to her friends, who of course were immediately concerned at the look of her skin. Whatever was in that vial definitely should not have been used on Victoria's face, especially not by an esthetician. This looked like it was some sort of medical grade acid product, and it caused extreme burns to Victoria's face. Instead of Sonia admitting something was wrong and recommending that Victoria go get help, she just buckled down and said everything was going to be fine. She actually needed to go see the burn department and possibly a plastic surgeon. Victoria said she went home. Sonia told her this routine of products to put on her face to help her heal, and she sent pictures of her daily showing her the progress of the healing that was taking place. As you can see, this was an extremely damaging burn. You can already see scar tissue forming. It, of course, began to scab over, and she continued to send pictures to Sonia, who was just telling her, everything's going to be fine. We're going to fix this, and you're going to look just...
Oi, this is not the whole recap. I don't know what happened to the video. I'm really sorry, But the point is that this esthetician tried to fix the situation. She still charged Victoria for trying to fix her own mistake, but of course she did not fix anything, And I just want to say that I feel terribly sorry for Victoria and for what happened. I mean, this whole situation is just so bad. It's so messed up, truly. And I saw a lot of people in the comments writing something like, why Victoria did not go to ER herself if this esthetician did not send her and everything. Kind of like partially blaming her, which is just ridiculous. I mean, like, what the hell is this question? First of all, when you're in a situation like this for the first time, of course you can get completely lost because you're stressed, you're panicking. It's really hard to think straight, Let's not forget a human factor here. And secondly, Victoria trusted this esthetician, because she helped her with acne before. She has done some incredible things for her skin. And so when the esthetician said, I'll fix it, Victoria believed and waited because of the trust built from previous experiences. I mean, it's obvious. It's easy to judge when you see the situation afterward, but when you're right there in the moment, it's completely different. You have the professional standing right next to you, someone who's supposed to know what they are doing. So you really cannot blame her. I honestly have zero questions to Victoria, but lots of questions to this esthetician, because how would you charge your client when you messed up so badly? This wasn't a small mistake, it was a huge one. Like, how can you even think about taking money after something like this? Secondly, okay, maybe you messed up. Maybe you thought you could fix it, right? But like, why are you charging your client again for fixing your own mistake? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? And of course, I'm not even talking about not sending your client to ER, Like, if you don't know what to do in this kind of situation, if you cannot fix it yourself, then just send your client to professionals who can actually help, Like, this behavior is just so unacceptable. It's truly beyond my understanding, Like, the logic is not logicking to me, really. I don't know, I'm just glad that Victoria was brave enough to talk about this situation, even though it's definitely a very painful and traumatic experience, but at least now people know, and hopefully no one else is gonna get hurt, And of course, I hope that Victoria can get the help she really needs now, Maybe there is still something doctors and professionals can do to fix this. I mean, please, if you ever go to someone who is working with your skin, with your body, with your health, just make sure they're licensed to do their job, They have a degree, they have right certifications, because as we can see, even celebrity estheticians can make mistakes like this, which is awful. But unfortunately, the desire to be beautiful doesn't stop there, and sometimes doing things that are supposed to be beneficial for us can have pretty harmful consequences. And our next story is exactly about that, so let's watch it.
And they thought I had hepatitis. Everything was like negative. They're like, have you started any new medicine? I'm like, no. Have you started a multivitamin or vitamins? And I'm like, well, I'm on these vitamins because I've lost weight and I'm going fucking bald, and like I need vitamins. And it didn't click to me to be like, oh, I started a hair, nails, and growth. So today my GI doctor came and he's like, have you started a hair growth vitamin? And I'm like, yeah. So we look it up. I'm going to show you at the end the one that I started and the ingredient that he says can cause it. So basically he's like, yeah, you induced liver failure. So yeah, that now cost me like, I don't know how much this is it's going to be. I'm out of work. I'll just go bald. Like, I don't give a shit. But be careful. Be very careful doing these vitamins or these supplements. Like, I'm on my weight loss journey still, and I'm trying to bulk up, and now I'm scared to even do pre-workout. Like, I'm gonna come in for a heart attack.
Look, I already talked briefly about supplements in my video about overconsumption, but I still feel like a lot of people aren't fully aware of the risks that come with taking them. Of course, I want you to understand that not every supplement is bad or going to cause some health issues, but the thing is, you can never be 100% sure what is actually inside. Sometimes companies producing them don't list every single ingredient or the exact dosages, and that's why supplements really should be treated like medication. So if you're buying supplements yourself, at least make sure that your doctor knows what you're taking so they can keep an eye on you, But honestly, the safest option is to take only supplements that your doctor actually prescribes. Because right now there are so many companies copying popular brands and selling fake versions online, and you might not even realize it's fake until it's too late. So yeah, don't treat supplements like harmless vitamins, but treat them like medicine, just to be safe. Well, our next story is about a beauty procedure that seems totally routine, something many women do all the time and consider it completely safe. But, as you will see, even the most basic treatments sometimes can have unexpected consequences. So let's watch it.
This is a warning for anyone considering getting Gel-X nails or doing them at home, because if I had known what would happen, I would have never done them. Basically, I was going to the nail salon to get my regular dip done. And when I got there, the owner of the salon was like, listen, I think you should try this new thing we're offering. It would be great for your nails. It's super easy, yada, yada, yada. So I was like, you know what? Okay, sure. I'd seen Gel-X on TikTok. I never heard anything negative about it. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. They seem to look great. So let me just say, during this whole process, I was feeling weird about certain things, and there were things that they were saying that didn't sit right with me. So I should have known better. I should have just not done it, but I chose not to listen to my gut and I did it instead. First off, he was like, I'm going to give you a discount. This is really new. We want you to try. We want you to love it. Like, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, that's nice. So I sit down to get them done, and the girl who's about to do them, she's like, are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, why not? She's like, well, I don't know. I just, just want to make sure you're sure about this. And she's like explaining it, but she didn't seem so sure about it. She was like, I've like mastered it, but just beware that it's going to be really painful. And that's when I should have said, okay, never mind. But I was like, what do you mean? She's like, it's just going to burn really bad when I cure them. So if you're okay with that, we can do them. And I'm like, you know what? I can handle a little pain. No problem. I don't know. Again, this is so stupid of me. But I figure if I'm in a nail salon, they're doing it. They know what they're doing, whatever. So she ends up doing it. She's curing them. It's burning a little bit. It's nothing too crazy. I leave the salon. They look good. Everything's fine. I wake up the next morning and I'm feeling a little itching underneath my nails, which I don't think much about. I'm a little wary, but I'm like, okay, I'll keep an eye on it. It could be anything. Then ironically enough, I'm on TikTok and I'm scrolling and I stumble across a video about a Gel-X allergy and the dangers of doing Gel-X. You can look them up. They're pretty terrifying, but essentially they're like, if you're feeling any of these symptoms, you need to go get them removed immediately. So immediately I go to the nail salon. This is the next day. I asked kindly for them to remove them. I just said, I'm feeling a little burning underneath and I just want to be safe and careful. They remove them and everything seems okay. My nails are a little swollen, but everything's okay. 24 hours later, my cuticles are pink and swollen. They're pussing. My nails are peeling off, ripping off. They're disgusting. It's been like 2 weeks now and they're getting a little bit better. I've been putting like antibacterial cream on them, but I mean, the reaction that I've had, and from what I've read, this is like a lifelong thing. Now I probably can't get my nails done and it could affect other things. It's crazy. This is like really concerning. And quite frankly, I don't even think it should be allowed, but if I had known what would happen and the dangers of it, I never would have done it. So I just hope that this helps someone. Proceed with caution, do what you feel is right, but just know your nails could be.
So from what I have learned, Gel-X is considered one of the safest nail extension techniques, but during my research I came across a lot of complaints, and I'll tell you honestly, it looks pretty scary. So it turns out problems like this usually happen when the gel isn't applied or cured properly, especially if you're doing nails at home yourself, And yes, it can cause an allergic reaction because any chemical product can potentially do that, So it's super important to know the product you're using. But I saw a lot of people writing in the comments something like, why you do not remove it if it's burning? It's not okay. It should not be like this. And I mean, come on, again, seriously, I probably would not remove it as well, because I was doing nails for years before I moved here, and it would always burn when I put it in the lamp, like all the time, and not even once someone told me it wasn't okay or something. I mean, my nails were fine afterward, and so I thought it was the part of the process, like beauty is painful and all that. And in this particular situation, the nail tech told her it was going to burn, meaning it was fine, so how can you blame her? I mean, if I go for a beauty procedure, I automatically trust the professional because it's their job, it's their specialty, right? I just assume they know what they are doing. But as we can see from today's stories, that's not always the case, and you really have to be careful. So what do we have in the end of this video? First of all, it's always better to go to a verified professional, right? Someone with good reviews, diplomas, certifications, whatever. Secondly, you need to know the product that's been used or applied to you, because understanding it helps you to anticipate potential side effects and risks. And I guess lastly, just don't rush into trying something new if you aren't really informed about the procedure or the product, or maybe if you have doubts or you don't feel confident about it, because you never really know what can happen, so be safe. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you have any crazy stories about beauty procedures or supplements yourself, or maybe you want to share your thoughts on today's stories, just feel free to write it in comments. I would love to read it, because I personally don't have anything like that. My life is pretty boring at this point, and maybe it's actually good, Also, don't forget to like this video and follow me here on YouTube not to miss any future uploads, and of course to support my channel and support my work. And today I just want to wish you to stay safe and of course to have a beautiful, beautiful day. And I will see you in the next one.